Hey everyone, it's Lisa Sweeney here from Business in Heels, and I am joined today by the amazing Jody Kershaw. She's the Senior Learning and Development Advisor for Clough. Jody was the winner of the employee category for the Gender Equity Awards Recalibrate that were held in November. So welcome, Jody.
Thank you, Lisa. It's a pleasure to be joining you today.
It's great to have you here. Now, Jody has been a really influential force at Clough. She has led a number of initiatives to drive gender equity and inclusion. So today we get the wonderful chance to unpack some of that and learn a little bit more about Jody and some of the stuff that she's done. So let me start by asking you this great question. Share with us some of your story, Jody, that's led you to be passionate about gender equality.
Yeah, so I grew up in a very traditional Italian family, and my mother worked, and to all of our extended family, that was always a big deal, her working, because she wasn't, I guess in their eyes, they wondered how she could support us as a family when she was busy working. How was she going to look after us at home and cook us dinner and take care of us? So that always really stuck with me. And I really appreciate everything she did and my family. Like I had a great childhood, but I always thought I want to make sure that our future is an equitable future where everyone can work and participate fully at home and at work in whatever they want to do. So I guess that was quite inspiring to me, seeing my mum, I guess, as I was raised. I have a son and a daughter, and I just want to make sure that their future is one where they can do any sort of job that they want in any industry that they want, without that gender stereotyping about what job that they need to do. Is it a girly job? Is it a male enough job? Or if they want to participate at home and look after, be a homemaker, or take parental leave, not having bias or discrimination against whatever they want to do. I want them both to be able to participate fully at home and at work.
Wow, that's exciting. I think we were just discussing before that it's going to take 130 years. So I think we've got a bit of, we need to up the ante and pedal a bit faster.
Yes.
So Jody, share with us what actions you're most proud of.
I guess at Clough, one of the things I'm really proud about is our Employer for Gender Equity citation through the Workplace Gender Equality Agency. That accreditation is a really hard accreditation to obtain and to maintain as well. So WGEA sets gender equity standards that you need to meet in order to obtain the citation. And it really holds organisations and people accountable for driving gender equity change. So for me, that's a really exciting step and accreditation and program to be a part of. We also recently, I was involved last year, we introduced a family and domestic violence support program across our workplace. So we partnered with Arana, who's a family and domestic violence service provider, to guide the development of our support framework. And we implemented not just a guideline, but we implemented a whole program of different support, which includes awareness sessions. So educating our workforce what family and domestic violence is, what it looks like, with the intention of supporting our employees if we notice, and our families and our community members, if we notice that something's not quite right, what's the next steps? How can we help? What resources are out there? And then we sort of have built on that, and we've provided a range of different support options. So emergency care support, emergency funds, accommodation. We have certain people trained in the business to be, we call them emergency care contacts. So it's just, for me, a very rewarding program in that I know that we're offering a level of support to not only our employees, but to the community by creating that education and support piece. So that's really special to me. Another thing I'm really proud of is I introduced an Indigenous school-based traineeship program, and that's having year 11 students working with us 1 day a week um, in various departments, so in HR, in admin, in our communications team, and just creating that employment pathway and building confidence and opportunities for lifelong employment, I guess, improvement prospects. So it's just really rewarding to see some of those candidates, work with us from 15 years of age and now are full time with us, and the progress that opportunity has made on their lives has been amazing to watch.
Wonderful. Gee, they sound like really impactful, programs. I'd love to ask you just a question without any notice, but on something like the domestic violence, if somebody did notice something, because I never know what the right thing is to say, what should you do?
Yeah, I guess it depends on the situation and if there's immediate danger as well, because if there's any fear of immediate danger, then the police need to be involved and that needs to be dealt with first. If it's, perhaps it's just asking somebody if, notice that something's not quite right. Is there something that I can do to help, or letting people know, I guess that you're there, or that there's resources available. So we have created an intranet page on our intranet with all resources. So there's 24-hour helplines, like the 1-800-RESPECT. There's also our partnership with Arana House. So our employees can reach out to an organisation like Arana, but there's a lot of organisations across Australia, like there's RUA, there's Zonta House, there's a lot of refuges that are happy to provide advice. Even if somebody's not ready to take that next step, there's a lot of resources out there and information that I guess can help guide that next step, because ultimately somebody needs to be in the right frame of mind and ready to take that next step, because the research shows when someone leaves a situation, that's often the most dangerous time for that person as well. So I think just knowing that there's a lot of support out there, and if you can also be a person of support and strength, just knowing that there's support there, I think is really important.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Jody. Can you share a specific examples of the positive impact that your work has had on gender equity within your organisation or the broader community?
Yeah, I think for me, I'm really passionate about seeing males taking parental leave. I think the impact that has on the individual males getting to spend time with their child, developing those bonds, that's irreplaceable. It's such a special time in any person's life, but also the impact that it has on gender equity, across our whole community. Males taking time out of the workplace at an equal rate that females are. Males also getting to spend time appreciating the work, the unpaid work, labour that goes into raising a child, and the housework and all those sort of things, and that appreciation. And I think having males and females participating equally, that shared caring, I think is, where we get to an equitable future. So we made quite significant changes to our paid parental leave policy at Clough a few years ago. So we have, I guess, gender neutral parental leave. And so, anyone can take the parental leave, and we've got no eligibility period. So from the day that people start, they can claim parental leave. It's open to all of our workforce, so our trades and labour, so predominantly a male-based workforce. And then more recently, we introduced what we call flexible parental leave. So we allow people to take parental leave on a part-time capacity as well. So what that means is potentially as you're sort of getting towards that period of returning to work, you can, I guess, juggle between both parents that shared caring responsibility. And the impact of these changes have meant that we currently have 50% of our uptake of parental leave is taken by males. So it's really, I'm really happy with that, especially in a male dominated industry and organisation. It's really great to see males taking parental leave at the same rate that females are.
Wow, that's an amazing outcome, Jody. Fantastic, given, you know, that you're in the construction industry and, as you say, very male dominated. Was it, did you have a lot of work to do to actually, I don't know, sell it, but at least, you know, educate people on that it was there?
Yeah, I think it's been an ongoing process. So we communicate it. Our communications team is fantastic. So we communicate through our social media channels, through our intranet. We also do some case studies. So with some males who have taken parental leave, sharing their story and communicating that across the workforce to sort of see and remove that stigma as well, that it's okay for males to take parental leave, and it's actually a really, you know, great benefit to them personally, developing that relationship with their child and getting to spend that quality time. So I think the sharing of the case studies has been a really successful way to try and break down some of those barriers and promote that uptake as well.
And it just brings such a much better understanding back into the organisation of, you know, an appreciation for all that unpaid work that women traditionally do. That's great. So another question for you. How do you collaborate with others to advance gender equity goals? And what partnerships or alliances have been instrumental in your efforts?
Okay, well, I guess for me, collaboration is really important because there's so many organisations and I guess businesses out there that are doing great things, and learning from each other, not reinventing the wheel, as we discussed earlier, is just, you know, it's how we can get the best outcomes for everyone, for Australia, and we can try and reach that gender equity sooner than at that 130 years. So we partner with a range of different organisations. So Work 180 is one. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Work 180, and it's about, I guess, promoting the different entitlements that organisations have, so that female employees or any employees, when they're looking for jobs, can sort of search based on parental leave policies and flexible work and things like that. And then there's knowledge sharing sessions as well. So, you know, once a month there'll be a session hosted on a particular issue where, you know, groups of people can get together and discuss, what are we doing about the gender pay gap? What's working? What's not working? Sharing ideas and learning from each other. We've also partnered with organisations like Orana House. So that was the Family and Domestic Violence, I guess, organisation. And that helps us to guide and to provide that support to our organisations and learn from, I guess, that lived experience sort of view to feed into what we're doing here. And we have other partnerships as well with Pride in Diversity, CEOs for Gender Equity, and yeah, lots of different organisations. But I think learning from each other is something that's really important.
I think that's a really great attitude, actually. Work 180 is one of our partners as well, because we totally agree that, you know, we need to have lots of partnerships and collaborations. If we're ever going to solve this problem, we all need to work together, I think, as a a broader community. And I love the fact that, you know, you're not just solving the problem of gender equity, you're solving all the inclusion issues, and you've got lots of different things to address those. So it's amazing to hear. And Jody, you know, you were the winner of the Gender Equity Award in the category of employee, which just goes to show that everybody has a part to play across organisations. And I think it's going to take all of us to make that difference. And so, you know, it's just been wonderful to listen and hear about what you've been doing and implementing. For those of you who are listening that are interested in learning a little bit more, we are going to have a winners breakfast in March on the 20th in Melbourne, where we're going to have a little bit of a discussion going across panels of people of some of the best things that have been done. So people can just listening to Jody, you can cherry pick some of the great ideas that maybe you could implement for your company to make a difference, because we'd all like to see it not be, 130 years that we have to wait. So, Jody, thank you so much for joining with me today. I really, really appreciate your time and you sharing some of these great stories. So thank you very much, and we'll catch you all with the next one in the next week. Take care.
Thank you.